All right, folks, I promised I'd take your call, so we're just going to run right down the line. Let's go to Ann in Georgia. Ann, you're on the line.
Hi, I have a question. I have two questions, please.
Okay.
Okay, my first one is my husband's starting a new business, and he's really worried now about the whole bank situation. So he's wondering, should he just keep it underground or continue on through the bank?
Well, what do you mean? Are you looking to take a loan from the banks, or you're saying you want? What are you going to take a loan from a loan shark?
No, he's putting the money in the bank.
Oh, well, I wouldn't keep too much of your savings in the bank. I mean, obviously it's a business and you have to have some money, but I would always hedge your bets. In other words, on top of maybe getting some silver and gold, as that will retain its value no matter what happens to the dollar, I'd also keep some cash on hand. But I mean, I have a bank account. I try not to keep too much money in it, but I need it to cash checks and to, transfer money. I would just keep the majority out of the bank and just be honest in your accounting, or the feds will come after you. I mean, the IRS are the attack dogs. So I wouldn't say completely stay out of the bank, but stay out as much as possible. I wouldn't keep more than, $1,000 or so in there.
Okay, my second is you might laugh, but I've put seriously thought into it, and I've done a lot of research on it. With everything and excuse me, all the evidence that has piled up against the people that have done these incredible, just ridiculous things out there, why is it that we, the people, cannot start a petition or something to the high courts to bring in these individuals from the Congress?
Well, the thing is that the high courts are just bought, sold, and paid for by the special interests out there, the real masters, the corporate controllers. And for instance, I mean, all right, let's look at, let's use Barack Obama as an example. He acts like he wants to be the people's president. He's got the websites. He's got the MySpace, the Facebook. Now, remember, he had that website asking what the American people wanted to be the number one priority, and people would go in and vote, right? Well, the top of that was a new investigation into 9/11. In fact, the top 3 were new investigations into 9/11 in some form or another. They just banned it. And that's exactly... Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry. It's not only about just getting up there and winning. It's about showing the world these are the facts.
No, I agree.
Instead of just talking, if you brought out facts in front of the entire world in a paper against Congress, people would start to think, maybe you're not such a crackhead.
Yeah, no, I hear you there. But again, all right, for instance, let's take Dennis Kucinich as an example. This guy is a congressman. He's elected. He's somewhat known. He's run for president twice. You know who Kucinich is? No? Don't know who Dennis is? All right, well, if you saw his face, maybe you would recognize him. Dennis Kucinich impeached both Cheney and Bush on the House floor. Let me repeat that. He impeached Cheney and Bush. The media just didn't cover it. I put it in my film Fabled Enemies. He put up against the Bush administration 33 articles of impeachment, the last 3 having to do with 9/11. It was just a complete media blackout, and he's continued to be laughed at. I hate to tell you this, but the people at the top, they all work together. They go to the same clubs. And all right, you know what? I've got in front of me the 2009 Bilderberg attendance list. All right, people that are there: the Queen of Spain, the Queen of the Netherlands, Belgium Prince. Let's see, Vice President of the European Commission, CEO of Deutsche Bank. Then you have the military arm. Let's see, we have Keith B. Alexander. He's a Lieutenant General, U.S. Army. Let's see, economists, historians, members of the media, Bank Financial Group. Let's see, United Technologies. So they have it all covered. Economists, governors of Italy, CEO of Airbus, all the transportation stuff. I mean, they all work together. All the main arms go in and they decide what they're going to promote, what the agenda is, and what they're going to be held accountable for. And at some level, they don't want to destroy the card game. They'll run each other in for minor offenses, and they'll have show trials. But as soon as the game is in question, they will not let it go to that level. It's outside of the high courts, in my opinion. I thank you for the call, Ann. Let's go to Brandon in Pennsylvania. Brandon, you're on the line.
Hello, Jason.
Yes, sir.
Hi. I don't know if you're familiar with us, but I'm one of the administrators on neithercorp.us.
I am not.
Okay, we had helped to break the FEMA coffin story, and Alex picked up our article, and then it went viral from there. Okay, just speaking on the subject of the collectivist mentality that's being promoted by Obama and City Year. We actually just released a film series, or the first episode of a film series called Sons of Darkness, Sons of Light on our website that deals directly with collectivism and the psychology behind it.
Cool.
Okay. Well, and also, have you guys looked into Vantage Corporation, which is the other coffin-making company?
Can't say that I have.
Okay. I've been hearing a lot of talk about that Vantage, the coffins in Georgia are Vantage, and that we shouldn't have to worry about the ones in the field, and they're not.
Was that done by like that radio network there? They went and they interviewed that older gentleman that worked for them?
Yeah, I've seen that. And if you actually look into Vantage, the background of Vantage, it's a very suspicious company. The building that they operate out of was previously owned by Hercules Inc., which was their research and development lab. And they had lots of contracts with the DoD. Also, Vantage is owned by a company called Rowan Technologies, which has contracts with the DoD. One of their main products is industrial-grade furnaces. Yeah. And also, if you like Alex usually says, there's always an occult sort of background to these companies, and there's always something sort of there. If you look up Rowan, Rowan comes from Rowan tree, which is a very important occult symbol. And if you go to their website, there's a pyramid with a little orb that looks like a sun behind it. Just a little side note there. But we would really like to get your opinion on our film series that's coming out. And I think Alex might be interested in seeing it because we tackle Peter Joseph and his sort of comments that he made during that interview with AJ.
All right. Well, send me the links. I'll go check it out. I appreciate the call, Brandon. Let's go to Antonio in Florida. Antonio, you're online. Yes, sir. We drop him? Gabriel, New York? Gabriel? Anybody? Bueller?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hi. I'd just like to make a couple references to the Obama Youth Corps. I noticed, have you ever heard of the film called The Wave?
It's not that cartoon people have been sending me, is it?
No, it's not. I don't know if it's a cartoon, but there was a film I saw in high school in special education which explained the question, how did Nazis become a cult of personality? So a teacher experimented on a classroom to see if he could put that collective spirit within those students, and they eventually became a gang of uniform-wearing troops who weren't even thinking anymore on their own. They had to think in terms of the wave. It got to the point where students were attacking each other. And this is actually based on a actual event that really happened in the 1960s.
Well, you know what? There's a guy out there. I can't remember what his name is, but he put these students in a situation where some were prisoners and some were guards, and literally within days, their old identities had been really shed and shattered, and the prisoners started acting like prisoners, and the guards started acting like street thugs and abusing the prisoners. And it doesn't take that much to get people into a groupthink scenario if you give them authoritative power.
Yes,
and a nice little uniform.
That's what you see in the film. What the teacher's doing is he was asked a question, he didn't know how to answer, so he read up on the Third Reich. He then implemented the psychology that Hitler put in place to cult of personality. And towards the end of the film, what you learn is the teacher teaches the students that their leader was actually Adolf Hitler, and they would have made perfect Nazis had they not thought for a minute what they were doing. How far would they have gone? And those kids learned a valuable lesson as a result.
Well, the problem is the majority of the populace right now, especially the youth, aren't thinking at all. I mean, they're tapping into their iPhones and their pop culture and ready to throw on a red fascist jacket for the Youth Corps because the television told them to do it. I thank you for the call, Gabriel. Let's jump to Julian in Washington. Julian, you're on the line.
How's it going, Jason?
Good, man.